Here's my official warning, these 8 Christmas recipes may cause sudden joy, excessive snacking, and guests asking for the recipe again and again. I hope you enjoy. Let's make gingerbread mug cakes because they're quick, easy, delicious, super cute, and they can be made in 60 seconds in the microwave. Step 1, get yourself a cute mug. Next, we've got the dry ingredients. So we've got 4 tablespoons of self-raising flour and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And I'm just going to mix it all up. And I've also got here some spices. So I've got ginger and cinnamon, half a teaspoon each. So they can also go in here. And we're just going to combine them with our little whisk here. You put all the dry ingredients in first, like what we're doing here, and then give it a little whisk. And then we'll add the wet ingredients. So into the mug we go. Next, 3 tablespoons of milk. And 1 tablespoon of melted butter. Now this is optional, you don't have to add this if you don't want, but if you want this to be like, yes, this is gingerbread, Christmas, festive, you can add a teaspoon of golden syrup, or I know that this is kind of like an Australian thing, so you can also add molasses if you prefer. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that, about a teaspoon. Mix it up. Just making sure that's all combined. That is nice and smooth now. Check that out. So into the microwave on high for about a minute. So obviously every microwave is different, so it's hard to predict. I would check this at 50 seconds and then add more time as necessary. See you in 60 seconds. I've just taken this out of the microwave after a minute, 20 seconds. So keep an eye on yours. Add after 50 seconds, start adding in 10-second increments. This is what it looks like. I just did a little bounce test and it's springing back nicely. It's still nice and soft though. I can feel that it's fluffy, but not too gooey. We are not done yet. To finish it off, we're going to add some whipped cream and a little bit of cinnamon to the top. Make it look amazing. Look at that. How nice is this to serve around Christmas time? So cute, so delicious. Let's eat it. Oh my gosh, it is literally like a gingerbread cookie in a cake, mug cake form. I love that these are individually portioned. You can make it for yourself or for a huge amount of people because they're so quick and easy to make. The cinnamon and the ginger definitely give it that holiday festive kick. It's warm and cozy, the butter in it and the brown sugar gives it that little bit of caramel flavor. We are going to be making cranberry pecan baked brie. This is a beautiful festive recipe, super easy to make, but also very impressive. I can guarantee you've never had a baked cheese that tastes like this. So let me show you what you are gonna need. I have a beautiful wheel of brie here. I've also got some brown sugar and I've just separated this from the other ingredients because we're gonna use this first. Then I also have over here some orange rind or zest. I have some allspice, some more brown sugar, some butter. Here is some chopped pecans and here is some dried cranberries. I've also got some honey and some maple syrup. So my oven is preheating at the moment, 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I've also lined a baking dish here with some parchment paper. So you can use anything. You can use a skillet if you do have one to put this in the oven, or just anything that's going to kind of hold that brie together. I've also got a wooden spoon, I've got a spatula, and over by the stove I have a small saucepan as well, ready to go. So go ahead, grab your brown sugar here, and we're just going to sprinkle it on top of the brie. Let's move it around a little bit. Yeah. Awesome. So you know you're off to a good start when you've got sugar and cheese combining together. This goes straight into the oven now. I'm gonna cook it for 12 to 15 minutes. Just let it bake. Now there's no time to muck about. Grab all of your other ingredients and head on over to the stove. Now all of these ingredients can go straight into the stove top. I'm gonna start with the butter because it'll melt the fastest. And leave yourself half of the orange zest because we're going to sprinkle it on top at the end. It's gonna have a really nice color that comes through. So only half of your orange zest and then everything else into your saucepan. Now once everything's in there, give it a stir. So my stove here is on a medium temperature. It was just boiling, but as I've stirred it, it's just cooled it a little bit. So at the moment, the smell is absolutely incredible. It smells really festive because you're getting all of those beautiful spices come through. And then these cranberries have also come to life again because the dried ones, as soon as they hit anything liquid, it just rehydrates those cranberries. So you're gonna wanna cook this for about 1 to 2 minutes on a medium to high temperature until it goes foamy like this. And then we can turn it off and let it rest. Now, once it becomes foamy and you've cooked it for that 1 to 2 minutes, I like to turn the stove off and just leave the saucepan sitting there, and it's gonna continue to bubble away, and that's great. We're just gonna let it do that until we bring out the brie. Beautiful. Now we're just gonna let the brie cool for about 5 minutes. We're still gonna have it nice and warm, but we're just gonna let it rest. Otherwise it's just gonna be too hot and too gooey right now. So we're just gonna let it sit, and then we can grab the other bits and pieces, let that sit as well. And then in no time at all, we're gonna combine the two and have a taste. So this has started to thicken, and look how absolutely beautiful that is. So pretty. Shiny, glossy, crunchy. Now, if you're going to share this with your family and your friends, now is a good time to move it on to your serving platter or your serving dish. So I'm just going to be very gentle here because this will be soft. And I'm just going to lift it up and place it on to my serving platter. There we go. Good, I'm glad it didn't go everywhere. Now it's time for the magic to happen. So grab this beautiful, beautiful mix here. Oh, it looks so good. It's just thickened so beautifully. Okay, this is gonna be so tasty, so delicious. So spoon it on top and just let it drizzle and go off to the sides. Now the last little bit is sprinkle on this beautiful orange zest here, and look at this, it's just come to life even more. That color is insane. Look at that, so pretty, so beautiful. That orange is just making everything come alive and pop. Hell yes, how amazing does this cranberry and pecan baked brie look? Oh, it's just so beautiful, so gorgeous. I love how that syrup is just oozing off the sides, and we're gonna have a bit in a minute. So go find yourself something to eat it with. You can have some crackers, you can have a baguette, you can have whatever you like. Just find something because we need to eat this. And you're probably gonna need a cheese knife or a knife as well. And be quick because people do not wanna wait. They just wanna eat it right now. This is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Let's cut it open and watch this brie ooze out. Ready? Did you see that cheese oozing out as soon as I cut it? It's like this cheesy lava just started spreading everywhere. It looks so good, and I love it when baked cheese does that because it's the perfect opportunity to scoop up a little bit more for your beautiful bite here. So let's do that now. Yeah, check it out. So keen. Let's do it. Whoa. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. It's like so many flavors going on. It's like, what is it? Is it orange? Is it cranberry? Is it pecan? It's like cheesy goodness. I just can't even explain it. There's so much going on, but it all works together really well. You get that savory, you get that sweet, and it's just this perfect combo going on of festive, beautiful goodness. Not only does this recipe taste absolutely amazing, seriously, so good, but it's also really easy to make but looks super impressive. So no one needs to know. They're gonna think you're an absolute pro. We're making an absolutely delicious tiramisu. This recipe is not only super easy to make and quick, it tastes oh so delicious. We've got silky smooth, the creaminess texture of the inside with the coffee ladyfingers. So good. This recipe also has no eggs and no alcohol, so it's kid friendly. You can make it ahead of time. There's no baking involved. As always, I leave all of the ingredients and the full recipe in the description box, so if you're looking for that, make sure you check it out there. To start with, pour the cream into your bowl and start to whisk on a medium speed. Then you can slowly add your sugar and your vanilla. Once stiff peaks start to form, fold in your mascarpone cheese and then set aside. In a shallow bowl or dish, add your coffee and then start to dip the ladyfingers on both sides. You'll need to just do a really quick dip because if they do get too wet, they will start to crumble. Start to layer them on the bottom of your dish, filling right out to all the sides. Add roughly half of your cream mix to the top of the ladyfingers and then evenly spread all the way across. Then you can repeat the layering of your ladyfingers, so dip and place again, ensuring all of the dish is covered. Add the last of your cream mix to the top of the ladyfingers and then evenly spread. To finish off your beautiful tiramisu, dust with a generous dose of cocoa powder. Then you want to refrigerate for at least 3 to 4 hours or overnight before serving. It is time for some tiramisu. Just to let you know, it's been sitting in the fridge for a few hours. You can leave it overnight. The longer you leave it, it's totally fine. It's not going to make too much of a difference. I'm so ready to eat this with my cup of tea. It just melts in your mouth. So soft, so easy to eat, just slides down. The coffee flavor of those little lady fingers is just absolutely beautiful. So I paired it with a little bit of nutmeg in this recipe, and then the sweetness from the cream and the mascarpone, oh my gosh, it's just sensational. This is honestly a little bit too easy to eat. Soft, velvety, smooth, everything you'd want from a tiramisu. You can see why this is one of the world's most loved desserts. Amazing, and I love that this one has no egg and no alcohol as well. So yeah, guys, you can really have this any time of day. Sometimes you don't always feel like having the alcohol version in your tiramisu, so this is a perfect option if you're looking for something a little bit different but still got that really traditional tiramisu flavor. I got a recipe for you. We're going to be making Mars bar slice. This is one of my mom's recipes. It's absolutely delicious. Everyone always loves it, and I know you're gonna love it too. So let's get to it. So let me show you what you are gonna need. We have some rice bubbles or Rice Krispies. We have some golden syrup. We have some Mars bar. Look how good that looks. We have some butter and then some cooking chocolate as well. A couple of other things that you'll need, and you'll need a mixing bowl, a medium to large size one. I've got a wooden spoon, a spatula, I have a saucepan here, just a small to medium sized one is fine. And then I also have here a baking tin. So you can either use a loaf tin like I've done here, or a more rectangular one, that'll work as well. And I've just lined this with a bit of parchment paper. So the first thing we're gonna do here is grab our rice bubbles and then pour them into your bowl. It's as easy as this. I have rice bubbles going everywhere. Done. Okay, the next step that we're going to do is we're going to melt together our Mars bar, our golden syrup, and our butter at the stove. So let's go and do that now, and you're going to leave behind your cooking chocolate. Oh no, I just realized that I must have cut my spatula here at some point. That sucks. All right, back to this. So turn on your stove to a medium temperature. I'm going to add the butter first because this is going to melt the easiest and it's going to coat the base of the saucepan. Next up, I'm going to add in my golden syrup. So scoop that in. So sticky. And you can see the butter is already starting to form a base. Next, toss in your Mars bars. And now we've got to wait for this to melt down. So I'm going to switch over to my wooden spoon. So I'm just going to give it a little stir and we'll just have to be a little bit patient waiting for this to all melt down. And we want to stir it and give it a little bit of encouragement to continue to melt down and not stick to the bottom of our saucepan. Smells like a beautiful chocolate syrup coming together. So come check this out. This has got a lot of heat in it now and you'll see that the nougat has started to melt down and now it's becoming a more consistent texture. So I've just taken it off the heat here and I'm just going to continue stirring it for a little while. So I have been stirring this for probably about 4 to 5 minutes. You don't really want to take your eyes off of it because you don't want it to boil or get too hot and burn. So just kind of keep your eyes on it and keep stirring this gorgeous, gorgeous chocolate Mars bar mix. Almost all of those little nougat bits are melted through. So I think that we can go and pour this over our rice bubbles. Oh, looks so good. Yes. Mars bar chocolate syrup. Okay, pour this over your rice bubbles and then mix it really well. So there's just a little bit of elbow grease involved with this one, mixing through the chocolate into these rice bubbles, but it's totally worth it. And you will 100% be tempted to have a little spoonful, but you gotta wait because we're not finished yet. All right, come check this out. I'll show you that this is all nice and evenly mixed through. Beautiful. Okay, all we gotta do now is start to pour this into our tin and we're gonna evenly spread it as best we can and try and make it nice and even. So in we go. Now with the back of your spoon, just kind of push it all out through the tin so all of the mix here meets the edges. And then press down gently. Oh yeah, this is looking good already. So just pack it down nicely so it'll be easier to cut later. Yes, 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 yes. Mums always have the best recipes and this is definitely one of those. All right, this looks great. So now we can melt down our cooking chocolate over there and I always do mine in the microwave. You can do yours in the microwave in 30-second increments, just making sure that you check it. We don't want to burn this, so let's go and do that now. Wow, this has melted really quickly today. I was not expecting that. Sometimes chocolate takes a really long time to melt in the microwave, especially when you're doing it in 30-second increments. But this one melted down beautifully. So as you can see here, it's a really nice texture and it's great to kind of paste on top of our Mars bar slice. So I'm gonna go ahead and drizzle this all over, and then I can use the little spatula to kind of even it out if I need to. Just with your spatula, push this out to meet the sides so that all of the slice has a bit of that beautiful chocolate on top as well. Looks bloody beautiful if I say so myself. So now that's all that you need to do to prep this gorgeous Mars bar slice. Now it just needs to go into the fridge or freezer to set, and then we can cut it up and start eating it. So into the fridge we go. All right, I have just brought my Mars bar slice out of the freezer and it's been in there for about half an hour. I wasn't really monitoring it or anything, but I just wanted it to set really quickly. So now I'm just going to grab a knife. I'm just going to run it down the sides of the slice that aren't covered with parchment paper, just to make it easier to pull out. And then we can start chopping it up and eating it. Oh, grab our little handles here, pull it up, nice. Just gonna move this out the way. Put this on here. Beautiful. Just gonna slide it off here so I can cut it. How good does that look? Literally a log of Mars bar slice. Okay, I've got a big knife to chop this, and I'm gonna just cut myself off a little bit on the side here. So just slow and steady. Oh, there we go. It's nice and crispy, this one. And here is the best part. This is what we've all been waiting for. Uh-oh, what have I done? This is absolutely amazing. So tasty, so delicious. Sweet, crunchy. Just an amazing recipe. Super easy too. Everyone's gonna love it. Just chop it up into nice bite-sized pieces and you have a really easy, beautiful dessert of Mars bar slice. It is sweet and chocolatey, but it's not sickly sweet. The rice bubbles really do tone it down a little bit and you have an amazing Moorish dessert. I'm gonna show you how to make a really quick and easy Christmas treat. I like to call these Christmas Krispies. They've got white chocolate, they've got coconut, they've got cranberries in it, and you can whip it up in no time, and I guarantee you it'll go down a treat. So let's get to it. For the ingredients, you're gonna need some rice bubbles or Rice Krispies. I've also got some white marshmallows here, white chocolate, some desiccated coconut, dried cranberries, butter, and a little bit of vanilla. A couple more things that you will need. One of them is a wooden spoon, the other is a large saucepan, and then I've also got here a baking dish or baking tray that I've just lined with some parchment paper. And this is a no-bake recipe, but I guarantee it's still gonna be a beautiful, delicious Christmas treat. The first thing that we need to do is melt down our butter here, and then once that's completely melted, we'll start to melt our marshmallows in the same saucepan and wait till that's nice and smooth. So let's go do that now. I'm just gonna turn on my stove top here to a low heat. That looks good. And then in goes our butter. This looks good, so in goes our marshmallows. We are going to melt down the marshmallows now until they become a nice smooth consistency. This looks nice. You can see it's glossy and silky smooth and well melted. Time to add our vanilla. Okay, look at this. This is forming a really nice consistency now. So I'm going to turn this off the heat, and then I'm going to add in all of my other ingredients. So the rice bubbles, the white chocolate, the cranberries, and the coconut, and give it a good stir. This is going to be delicious. So now that you've got all of your ingredients in the pot, get in there, give it a really good stir and a mix around. I'm just going to turn my mixture here now straight into my baking dish, and then I'm going to start to evenly disperse it in here and start to press it down so it becomes nice and compact. How easy is this? We are almost done. It just needs to go into the fridge now to set. Woohoo, it's all ready. So I've just brought this out of the fridge and it's completely set. So now all that we have to do is cut it up and enjoy it. Looks beautiful. It's kind of like having homemade LCMs. How gorgeous do these look with the little bits of the cranberry coming through, and I know that white chocolate and the marshmallow has stuck everything together really nicely, and I can't wait to have a bite. I'm going to cut myself off a little bit here. It's time to enjoy. Wow, this tastes so amazing. It's a little bit chewy, a little bit crunchy, all in the same bite. You can whip this up in no time, and it's such a fun Christmas treat. Kids are gonna love it, adults are gonna love it. There will be none left on the table. We're going to be making a quick and easy truffle recipe. These are little bite-sized pieces of chocolate delicious goodness. I know you're gonna love it. There's actually no baking as well. We just need to get our hands dirty, and it's extremely festive and fun. So if there's any little ones around, make sure they get involved with you as well. So let's get to it. Come and check out the ingredients that you are gonna need. Here we have some plain biscuits, some desiccated coconut, sweetened condensed milk, and then over here are a few other optional ingredients that I've added. So I've got some almond meal here, some chopped walnuts, and some nutmeg, and then the cocoa. So some of this cocoa is going to go in the truffles, and then some of it we can coat it in at the end as well. So we're not going to use all of this for the center of the truffles. A few of the other things that you'll need for this recipe are a big, large bowl. I've also got a couple of spoons here, a rolling pin, and a bag. The first thing that we have to do is grab our biscuits, pop them in our bag, and then we're going to start to crush them with our rolling pin. That was a solid 5-minute arm workout. So I have just been giving my biscuits here a beating until they have become nice and refined. They're a lot smaller pieces, and actually some parts of it are a little bit fine, so that's exactly what I wanted. Now we can transfer that to our bowl. We can add all of the other ingredients, all the other dry ingredients first, except for the coconut and the cocoa that we're going to roll them in at the end. So let's do that now. Our walnuts, our almond meal, our nutmeg, and the cocoa. Now we just need to stir this until combined. This looks really nice. You can see the cocoa has overtaken the color here and given us that beautiful chocolate finish. And now it's time just to make a little well in the center here, and then we're going to add our sweetened condensed milk. Try and get every last drop of that sweetened condensed milk. This stuff is amazing. Our sweet sugar glue. All that's left to do is combine our wet with our dry, give it a stir, and then we can start to form our little balls of truffles. Sprung eating some. Okay, now as you can see, these have been evenly coated in sweetened condensed milk, and it's made the mixture a little bit sticky. So it's best if we can leave this in the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes, and when we bring it out, it's just going to make it a lot easier to roll and that little bit less sticky. I've just taken my truffle mixture out of the fridge and it's all ready to start rolling, so just make sure you've got clean hands. And I'm just going to grab my spoon. I'm going to roll all of the balls first, then I'll coat them in either the desiccated coconut or the cocoa, and then we can eat them. So you just got to get your roll on. Good. So you can make these big truffles, small truffles. They're meant to be bite-sized, but it does depend on how big your bite is. As you can see, my bite is pretty big. I've just had to clean my hands again because they were just full of all of that sticky texture. And now I am good to go, and we can start coating these and then they're ready. So let's get to it. Okay, beautiful. It's time to eat one. Mmm. Wow. Love it. There's a really nice sweetness that comes through, but they're not too sweet. They're balanced really well. And I love the little bits of walnuts as well. Go team. I may have said that these were bite-sized, but it's probably taken me about 4 to get through this one. So kind of bite-sized. I may have got a bit excited. So this one, we're going to be using puff pastry, and we're going to bake the brie in that puff pastry. This is actually really, really easy to make. There's not too many ingredients either. Speaking of ingredients, let me show you what you're going to need. So I have a sheet here of puff pastry, and this is defrosted. We need it defrosted for this recipe. I also have some egg wash, so we're going to use that at the end. I have some jam. You can use any jam that you like. Mine is apricot. I have some nuts here. These are walnuts. You can use any that you like as well. And then I also have a sprig of rosemary. So it's a bit of a get creative recipe. You can use your favorite jams, your favorite nuts, and pair them together. I'm just giving you some options or a bit of an idea as to what's going to work really well for this recipe. Last but not least, we have our beautiful wheel here, the star of the show, double brie cheese. Get yourself a good quality one, especially if you are entertaining. You want it to be super delicious. Treat yourself. So some recipes chop off the top of the rind of the cheese. I don't think you need to do that. I think just use it as it is whole. So I've got the puff pastry and we're ready to start layering. So in goes our cheese, smack bam in the middle. And unfortunately, you are not allowed to take a bite of the brie before it hits the pastry. Next up, jam. So I've got apricot here. I'm gonna spoon this on top. Yum. I'm just going to smush, don't know if that's a word. I'm just gonna smush out the jam here nice and evenly on the top of the brie. And I'm not gonna do it all the way to the ends because it's gonna heat up, it's gonna melt anyway. So just in the center, spread it out nice and evenly to the sides. Okay, looking good. Time for the nuts. So I'm just going to sprinkle these on top, crush them. Oop, won't use that one. 5-second rule does not apply here. Okay, it already looks super pretty, but I want to have some contrast in the colors. So we have that pretty orange color from the apricot, and I'm just going to peel off some of this rosemary here and just sprinkle it on. So we are going to wrap this like the precious little parcel that it is. So we're gonna go corner, 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 corner. So I might start at the back here and work my way around. And if there is any excess at the bottom, just fold it up and over. Here, tuck that in. And the last one, we're gonna need to tuck this in here and here on the side. And then the last one, up and over. And I'm just gonna pat it down gently. It's gonna look really pretty when we bake it. It looks gorgeous. A little parcel of deliciousness coming your way. It's gonna be like a cheese bomb. I'm going to baste this now with our egg wash because we want it to go nice and brown. So I'm just gonna do that while it's on this little bit of plastic underneath. So just go ahead and brush on. Get every little bit of the pastry with some egg. So the egg wash, in addition to helping it go brown, it'll also help seal some of these little bits here. Now, just because I want this to look a little bit fancy, I'm going to place this rosemary sprig here on the sprig. Don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to place the rosemary. Oh my God, I did it again. Okay, go again. Okay, because I want this to look a little bit fancy, I'm going to use this rosemary. I can't get it right. Sprig. You are a sprig. So this is the one I used earlier. I'm just going to trim it a little bit so it's not so big. And place it on top. All right, now gently pick this up, place it on your tray. So this is ready to go into the oven now. We are going to bake it on a moderate temperature, so 180 degrees Celsius. I forgot to say earlier, preheat your oven. So do that at the beginning, preheat your oven 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're gonna have it in there for about 30 to 40 minutes. See how your pastry goes. So once it becomes nice, lightly browned and golden all over, you should be right to take it out. So if you're wondering at what point to take it out, focus on the pastry. We want the pastry to be nice and cooked. Don't worry about the cheese too much. It's gonna be soft and it's gonna be cooked anyway. It's gonna be melted on the inside. So mainly focus on the pastry for this one. Time to get out our beautiful baked brie. Ooh. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We have got this out of the oven. It's really hot. Looks good. It's gone nice and golden and flaky. Yeah. We have got a winner right here. Just gonna spin it around so you can see this side. Yum. So I can see here one side has started to peek open and I can see some of the cheese in there. The jam has already started to ooze. I can see little cracks here, which is totally fine. And now at this point, if you want to go savory, you could sprinkle a little bit of, or drizzle, sorry, a little bit of olive oil over the top. If you want a little bit more sweet, go for something like maple or honey. So because of the apricot, I think the honey will work really nice. So I'm just going to drizzle a little bit of that over the top and then just let it sit for 5 minutes. This is literally cheese lava, so you're gonna have to wait a second. I'm just taking a second to admire how pretty it looks with that extra shininess that we've got on this from the honey. So I do think it just adds that little bit of extra pro level pop to this amazing baked brie. Now we're going to move this across here onto your serving platter because this is definitely one to impress. So you want to have it looking pretty like that. Now we get to unwrap the present. So grab yourself a cheese knife and get ready for it. You want to watch this, okay? Let's do it. Oh yeah. Find myself a cracker here. It's got a little bit of everything on it. So it's got the soft, oozy cheese. It's got the jam. It's got the walnuts. It's got the rosemary. And it's got the pastry. Oh. So many flavors. Yum. Wow. We're going to be making gingerbread cookies. They're going to be so yummy. First thing that we need to do is turn on our oven. So I've got mine preheating to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I've got a baking tray here, which I've lined with some parchment paper. And the other thing we need to do is throw in the kettle and get it boiling because we're going to have a cup of tea. These are the ingredients that we're going to need for our cookies today. All right, so we've got some butter and brown sugar. I've also got some golden syrup. We're going to be using this egg yolk over here, and then we've got some spices. So over here I've got ground cinnamon, ground nutmeg, ground cloves, and ground ginger. In here I've got some all-purpose flour or plain flour, and I've got a tiny bit of self-raising flour, and I've also got a little bicarb soda. What we need to do is we need to melt down our butter, our sugar, and our syrup. So I'm going to put them on the stove into a saucepan, and we'll go onto a low heat, and I'll just let that slowly all melt, and then once it's melted down, we'll take it off the stove top, put it in a bowl, and let it cool. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a stir, mix it all in for a couple of minutes, and we're just going to keep stirring until all of the butter's melted and all of the mixture is nice and smooth. So you can see it's already starting to melt down really quickly. Reminds me of Pooh Bear's honey pot. Baker's privilege, the old dip and take. All the sugar. The next thing that we need to do is to separate our eggs. So we're just going to be using the yolk for this. So what I do to separate the eggs is to grab 2 bowls, and then what we do is crack the egg, and I actually use the shell, and I rotate it from side to side and let the egg white drip into one bowl, and then you should be left with the yolk, and then we'll drop it into the other bowl. So let's give it a go. Crack the egg, turn him upside down, use the shell, crack him in half, let the egg white drip out, and keep rotating the yolk between the shells. And that looks pretty good. Keep going a little bit more. Excellent. So now we're just left with the egg yolk, and I'm going to drop him in here, and we'll use this one. Perfect. Onto our dry ingredients. So what we're going to do here is put all of the flours and soda and spices into a bigger bowl, give it a whisk, and then we'll be ready to start combining everything. In goes the flour, and in goes the spices. Whew. Don't smell it too much. Now let's give it a whisk. The smells coming from the dry mix here are so fragrant. It just smells like Christmas. All of those beautiful spices mixing together. These little cookies are gonna be delicious. Now is the fun part. We get to combine all of the ingredients, give it a good stir, and create our dough. I'm gonna create a little well because I like them. And drop in our ingredients. In goes the beautiful yolk. Nice. And I'll give that a little mix. Okay, and then in goes our wet. Get every last bit. It's looking good, but I think it's time to start attacking this with my hands. Clean hands. So I'm just kneading the dough here, flattening it, rolling it, pressing it. Okay, so I've been kneading my dough for at least 5 minutes, so you want to keep kneading it and working it until it becomes into a nice sticky round ball dough just like this. So originally it was quite dry just because it is the shortbread. And it just needs a bit of extra work and extra love from your arms so we can get it to the right sort of dough that we want it to be to start cutting them out into our little cookie cutter shapes. Next we need to prepare our workspace. So I'm going to sprinkle my bench here with some flour and we're gonna start rolling out our dough. Grab your dough, chuck them in the middle and let's start rolling. So I find it's easiest to start rolling from the center and then make your way around the circle. Okay, so I'm just rolling out the dough here and it's about 1 centimeter in thickness, and what I've done is just started my way from the center, working it all the way around, and that looks like it's pretty good to go. We can start cutting our cookies. I don't have your traditional gingerbread man cookie cutter today, but I do have this cute little snowflake which my mama bought me. Thanks, Mum. And we're going to use this today for our gingerbread cookies. Okay, cut your cookies. So we'll just make our way around the dough, and then once we've got our first round of cookies cut, we will rework the dough into a ball again, roll it out, and start cutting some more cookies. We don't want to waste any of the dough. So even though we're cutting into sections of it now, we're going to use all of it. So I'm gonna grab all the bits of my dough and rework it into a nice circle again and start kneading it, and then we'll cut some more cookies. Okay, so we're gonna go again for round 2. I have reworked my cookie dough. I gave it a very light sprinkle of water, and I've replaced down my flour here, and I've got my dough into a disc, and I'm gonna start rolling it out, and I'll cut the next round of cookies. Now let's go for round 3. So I've made about 15 to 16 cookies. Now that all the hard work and kneading is done, let's get these little babies into the oven. Now it depends on your oven, but I'm gonna check mine after 10 minutes. They should be done by then, but just monitor yours and take them out until they're nice and lightly browned and they look like they're ready to devour. Yay, these look so good. So I brought mine out of the oven after 9 minutes. They were nice and golden brown. So just keep monitoring yours as well. And now while they're nice and warm, I'm gonna have mine with my tea. So these are good to eat as they are. They'll be absolutely delicious, and they smell like Christmas, they're gonna taste like Christmas. But if you are so inclined, we can also decorate these a little bit further. I actually found some designer icing in the supermarket. So once these cool down a bit, we'll decorate a couple and they'll be even more festive looking. Now we get to eat it. Oh my gosh. These are crunchy on the outside and chewy in the middle. They are such a good gingerbread cookie. You can do them in any shape that you like. You've got Christmas trees, you can do the traditional gingerbread man, you can do snowflakes like what I've done. Just get in the kitchen and have some fun. It's Christmas and let's get in the festive spirit. So if you want to add a tiny bit extra to these cookies to make them super, super cute, I've got some designer icing here, which I've just found in the supermarket. And I've just tried out my first one there, but you can do any design that you like. These are so much fun to have a play with, especially if you're in the kitchen with your family or some little ones. Make sure they get involved as well. So cute. Look how cute these little guys are. Merry Christmas.